Boom, boom. This is Ken Reverend, and welcome back to the channel. All right, we got Azur Lane on tap today, so let's got some new stuff to talk about. So let's just jump right into it. We've still got the event going on for the Lunar New Year. It's going to be going on until the 18th, but they've added a few things. So you've got about 3 days to finish this up. So you need to get in there and make sure that you're doing all the travels for Ying, Swei, and I did get her, and I'm going to show you her outfit here shortly. You get the Snowy Pines Warmth outfit. Once you complete this, you just have to do it for 5 days, 7 days actually, to walk through it 5 times each day for 7 days. So if you have not been focusing on this at all, you will not be able to get the outfit because you will not be able to get the 7 days. But you definitely do, each time you do it, you do get the red envelopes. So make sure that you do go. So you can get the red envelope because there's a possible of getting gems inside of the red envelope. Okay, so you definitely want to do it, even if you can't. You're not going to be able to get the outfit for her. Festival Fink Trading. This is the same thing. All these should be up by now. You get one each day until 210, so they should all be unlocked by now. So if you got to get 200 victories to get you 410. So you're going to have to win. So if you haven't been focusing on that, you just need to make sure that you do 200 sorties and win those. I know it might take a long time to do it in just a day or two, but you got 3 days, so if you jump on it, you might be able to finish it. Lit up area. This is collecting the actual Impri knots. Now these comes from the mission. I don't these right here. Okay, you get it for various things. You know, building ships in this case, but there's others that you'll have. I've already cleared a lot of them. This is the last. You know, you continue going up to 80. I think this will probably be about the last one that you can get. You only need 1,000, so you don't need like I say, I'm well above 1,000 right now. I'm at 1690, so as you can see, you only need to get 1,000 and you get the free ticket, and then you can choose from Ninghai, Penghai, Belfast, Tehu, and Enterprise are the options. Okay. If you've got all the ships, you know, you might not have these two because they are Dragon Emperor ships. But you know, Belfast, I went ahead and chose Tahoe just because I needed a limit break for her. So that's what I chose. This is a new event that came up just a few days ago. This is Manju Factory. Each day for 7 days until the 24th. Different types of missions will pop up. As you can see, I've already done 2. Okay, and it basically just take today was just do 2 exercises. I mean, that takes like what, 15 seconds, 20 seconds to complete a couple of exercises. So that's all it is. So just do that, and you'll get the limited furniture, which is a little Manju from the looks of it here, chocolate Manju. Because I think this is, since we're keeping with the Valentine theme, it's obviously going to be probably a chocolate Manju, which you'll be able to put in your dorm for some nice, you know, give you a nice little look. So once we get that, we'll stick it out there to see what it looks like. All right, so that's it. So that's the Manju Factory. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got here. So I got a couple things to go over. First of all, I did manage to, as I said, Ying Swei. I did finally build her yesterday. This is her outfit. This is what she looks like normally. So this is what she looks like normally. This is the outfit you will get from the Warmth event. It's a very beautiful outfit. It's nice that you be on the tree there. So you can get this from the 7-day event. So it's a nice outfit. I do like it. Snowy Pines Warmth, because she's on a pine. You see, she's lying on a pine. So it's very nice, very nice. So that's the outfit that you will get from her. Also, I completed Mainz. So this right here was the priority ship, 3rd season that I was working on. You know, she's 3rd season, so she takes quite a while to get her done. I finally finished her this morning, actually, when I logged on. Ran one of my dailies. I noticed that I had an indication for the shipyard, and she had completed. I knew I was getting close. I was working on the 2.5 million experience that she needed. So let's take a look a little bit about what we've got for her. So this is the main reason I wanted to get her, was for my Iron Blood frontline. You know, I'm currently using Rune U, and Prince Heinrich. I'm probably going to end up replacing Rune U, simply because Prince Heinrich gets a shield. So I'll be throwing up a bunch of shields. So I have to look and see which one is the weakest thing in that. But it seems to be the Rune U seems to be dying first. So a little bit, but they're neither of them are at 120. Prince Heinrich is not at 120, and it's going to be quite a while before I've been able to get Mainz up to the point where that she's she's going to be feasible. Because you got to get the blueprints. The blueprints take a long time. Blueprints are 8, 9, 10 months, maybe even a year overhaul that we have to do. That you just gather enough of the blueprints to actually fully star them up. So, but I had 41 in hack. I'd already been starting to gather them when I would see a commission come up that was involving her. I would of course take it. So as you can see, I'm already ready to take her up another star. But I just need to get her to level 10. Like I just got her today, so she's running the 1200. I got her running the 1200 oil commission right now. So once that's done, she should be at level 10, and I'll be able to take her up. And then I got 12 more left. I'll use those. And then it just whenever an event comes up with her, you can look for them. If you look for the ones you want to look for. I find the most is to take a look inside when you're doing your research. Is to just look for one of the actual one of these that has the picture of the character in it. Like if I see one for FDG or Mainz or any like that pop up, I always take that because you're guaranteed to get a blueprint for this character if you do that. So I look for those. Like there's not one up that was either one that I'm in the process of working on, which is why I didn't choose one that time. But that's the best way to get it because that's really you can always do the other ones, but you always choose in the lab, always choose one that has a chance to get a blueprint for whichever ship you're working on. My main focus right now is FDG. Once I've got FDG done, then I'll jump over to Mainz and start working on Mainz. But right now, my focus is FDG. But if I don't see one for FDG, I'll just choose Mainz simply because of the fact that I'm guaranteed to get a blueprint for her. That's why I already have 41 of her in lieu. So yeah, that's not a big issue, but it just takes a long time. It's a work in progress. It can take months and months and months and months. But of course it is. They're the best ships in the game for a reason. So it's something that you have to do long term. It's not something that you just spur of the moment do. First you got to get the tech points to be able to actually do the development. Then you got to develop it, which involves like FDG and Mainz, there were 3.5 million. Was the total experience that was needed to gather. So I needed to run an Iron Blood fleet to get those 3.5 million experience. But then you have other things such as gathering of the blueprints and whatnot, which takes even longer. But they're talking about increasing. They've already started to do it on the Priority 1 ships. They have events where an event comes up, and each time you do a commission in the research lab, you automatically get a blueprint for that particular character when the event's going on. But they're only doing that for Season 1 ships. They haven't started to do that for Season 2 or Season 3 ships. And even when they do, it's probably going to be limited to the ships that aren't considered UR ships, FDG's UR ships. So, I doubt very seriously if we're going to see an event which will get FDG blueprints. It'd be nice if they did, but they've been talking about expanding it. So maybe we'll get lucky here and something like that will come up. But for right now, it's not. So we do have Mainz. So let's go ahead and take a look. Just go ahead and take a look at her. The first skill is the retaliatory shield. This is the reason I took her because this my Iron Blood Vanguard is super tanky. So I wanted to have them for Operation Siren. So for running the Abyss. So deploys a shield in front of this ship that lasts 8 seconds and can block up to 6 enemy shells. If this ship is destroyed within a allotted time, fires a barrage and increases the ship's firepower to about 3.5 until the end of the battle. And it can be stacked twice. So this is only at level 1, so once I get this up to level 10, I'm sure it'll be pretty powerful. The second one is Wogan. Increases this ship's speed by 5 and evasion by 4.5. Okay, so she's got a shield and she's fast. Okay, and evasion increase. So obviously a tank. She's going to survive until the end of the battle and decreases its damage taken by 5% for 30 seconds. If not in the foremost position, increases this ship's crit damage by 15 and has a 40% chance to fire a special barrage. So basically, this is a ship that, based on what slot you put her in, you get a certain buff. So you can use her, like if you put her in the frontmost position, which is facing the fleet on the left, she'll give you this evasion and speed buff, okay, and decrease the damage taken by 5%, and that goes for 30 seconds. If she's not in the frontmost, means if she's in the center or the rightmost position, what you get is a crit damage by 15%, and for every 15 seconds, and a 40% chance to fire a special barrage. So you can use her for, you know, if you're finding that you're not having any trouble whatsoever surviving a battle, you might want to move her out of that position, and then you can get a crit damage increase, okay, by 15%, okay. So that's pretty good. So she's got. That's the reason I took her, because she was you know, pretty much what I was looking for. She had hit points and pretty good on the firepower and the anti-air. So as you can see, this is what I was looking for the most position, was something that had this setup: firepower, anti-air, and hit points. So this is I love using this, because this tells you this is what you're going to get. Okay, so yeah, I was looking for this, and with the shield, I knew in fact she was going to be a tank, and that's what I'm trying to do for the Abyss, is make a strong team that has, because when the Vanguard goes down, the back line goes, you know, that's it. So game over. So that's what I was looking for, is doing that. It's already extremely tanky. I can already do serious amount of damage, and they don't die very often. But when they do, you know, it's usually Rune you who goes first. And then after that, it's usually Heinrich, and then Rune last. But Heinrich and Rune you aren't at 120 quite yet. If you go and take a look at my Ironblood fleet here, I'll show it to you. It has several variations, but the one that I focus on right here, this is the one. It has two variations. This is the primary variation. I use this simply because it gives me a lot of power. I got Tirpitz, Bismarck. You want to have Bismarck in the flagship as for the buff that she gives to our Ironblood ships, and then I have Graf Zeppelin on the corner. I can replace Graf Zeppelin if I'm going straight for more significant damage. I can sometimes replace Graf Zeppelin with Shinano, and I can replace Tirpitz. Tirpitz will be being replaced with FDG once I get FDG maxed. I'm still a couple stars away from finishing her up. Like I said, she's a priority ship. It takes forever to get the blueprints. It's a work in progress. Once it does, she's going to be very powerful. I'll stick her in place of Tirpitz, and then I can put Shinano in the corner or keep Graf Zeppelin in there. It's just to check out which one gives me the most damage. Graf Zeppelin's, you know, gets the buff from Bismarck for our blood sheets. So you just have to see which one. Shinano ends up coming out a little bit on top usually, so that's probably what I'll do. And then the front line, I've got Rune and Rune Yu on the flanks, and I've got Heinrich in the center. She's just a tank. She's just a tank. She's only 113, and she already out survives. Sometimes she'll out survive both Rune and Rune Yu. So she's a tank, and she does pretty good damage too, which is why I probably end up keeping her in. I think in the end it's going to be more beneficial to have her in, because she does more damage than Rune Yu. But Rune Yu is an excellent ship, especially if you don't have Rune. Okay, Rune's a priority ship. Okay, so you might not. That's the reason everybody's so hyped up on Rune Yu, is because you get you get a Rune option without having to get Rune. Because it took me a while. Rune was my second. Monarch was my first priority ship that I completed, and I did Rune immediately after that, specifically because I knew that I was going to be going for FDG once I got the tech points. So I went for Rune to get Rune, got Rune, finished her blueprints. Because she was a priority 1 ship, they had some events for her where you could get blueprints for her fast. I used those, got her up, maxed her out. She's fully maxed out. Even her everything is maxed out on Rune. She's totally maxed out, even with her luck. And you definitely want to do the luck. You want to do the fate simulation here to get the luck, because they don't have, none of the priority ships have luck until you complete the fate simulation. But as you can see, remember when I was talking about Mainz? See, that's what I'm looking for, and that's what you get. I mean, she's got an excellent set. She does a lot of damage. She is by far the most damage I dealt. She's constantly constantly firing. And when you put her in the front line, I mean, she's just constantly dealing out damage. So it's not uncommon for her. But then she has rotating shields. Okay, so she has shields. So that's what I'm looking for in my frontline ships are shields, and that's what they offer. And if you take a look at where's Heinrich? Where's Heinrich? Right here. So Iron Blood, okay, fires its main guns, increases its main gun damage by 25%. I mean, so she does a ton of damage, okay, and deploys one of the following 2 types of shields, both lasting for 10 seconds. She can block torpedoes or she can block shells. So another shield. So that's one of the reasons that I was looking at her as well for my set. So all my front ships, deploying shields is just a great increase. It's funny when you're watching them out there because you see all these shields floating around the front line, and they're just getting pummeled in 12 and 13. It's just, I mean, it's still damage, but the amount of damage is piddly. I have no problem carrying 12 and 13 with these, with the Iron Blood fleet. So Iron Blood fleet was, had been weak there for a while. And they said that they were going to, do some work on it, and they did, and they made it immensely more powerful. So it's definitely, you can definitely make a top line fleet, no problem whatsoever with the Iron Blood ships. So it's definitely something that if you're considering about doing, you can do it. The Vanguard ships they give you are by far the most tanky, okay? And you can do, one of the things I like about the backline is, if you look in the Operation Siren, if you've played any of Operation Siren, you'll notice that the bosses have they have buffs that make them resistant to, for instance, aviation. So by having I can take out Graf Zeppelin on that back line when I've got a boss that's resistant to aviation damage or won't take any aviation damage at all, which means having an aircraft carrier in the backfield is completely useless. So I can take out Graf Zeppelin and throw FDG in there. Okay, and then if I've got a ship that's extremely resistant to shelling, I can take out Tirpitz and maybe put Shinano over here. That way give me 2 aircraft carriers. Okay, so that, but in the front line is always staying the same. Okay, by having this front line, I prevent these ships from, because when this goes, game over. So you got to keep your Vanguard alive. So this is by far my most tanky Vanguard at 14,035, 12,7 on my HMS, 12,5 on this, and 12,9 on this one. I'm not quite finished with this one. I've still got to get a Togo here up to 120, but they're still not going to be over, probably about 13.2 or 3 by the time I finish with her. So, nothing's going to beat the survivability. So throw in this Vanguard fleet power with the shields. It's obvious that this is going to be, the most tanky Vanguard fleet, one of the most tanky Vanguard fleets that you can put on there. So if you're looking to do something, these ships are attainable. Okay, Rune you got from the Universe event. Okay, so you should have been able to get her. Heinrich was in the build, so when they had the raid up build, I hope everybody went to build for her. Okay, Rune is a priority ship. Okay, so but she's a priority Season 1 ship, which means you should be able to, immediately available for you to start doing the development on her, because most of the priority 1 ships pretty quick. The way you earn fleet tech points is getting, like Rune is an Iron Blood ship, so you want to get Iron Blood ships and limit break them. That's how you get fleet tech points, by limit breaking ships of whatever fleet it is. So if you want to do a Sakura ship and you don't have the fleet tech points, get other Sakura ships, any one. It doesn't matter what type, just get one and limit break it, and you'll get fleet tech points for the limit break. So that's what you have to do. So, but most of the priority Season 1 ships, you can generally get to them fairly quick. Okay, like your Monarchs and Runes. Those are 2 of the ones you want to focus on first. Monarch is just an amazing. She was the first ship that I did. And she does a ton of damage. So Monarch is great. As you can see, she's my backfield. She replaced Hood. So I have Queen Elizabeth, and I have War Sprite, and I have Monarch on the flats. And I can run this in in Operation Siren as well too, because what I can do is I can put I'm in the process of getting Formidable up. Formidable is HMS, so she's a carrier, so I can put her in and swap her out for one of the ships if I come across one that's, come across ships that need shelling and stuff. You can put, I can put Formidable in here, and I'll be able to put like maybe Shinano. Shinano is pretty much, you should be using Shinano whenever you get a chance. Okay, she's a UR ship. She's built UR. Okay, she's one of the, if not the most powerful carrier in the game right now. So you should be using her if you've got her. I've got her fully limit broke. Her spell skills are fully licked, and I've oathed her too. So so that's why I use her. If I ever come across something that I need to kill something quick, I just put Shinano in there. Okay, because she's a beast. So so that's what you could do. So if you didn't get Shinano, whenever the build does come around for her, you should definitely focus on getting her, because she is, she's an awesome ship. But this was expected. I mean, she was the first UR ship, so you definitely want to, get her. She just has an awesome skill set. All three, offense, defense. So just go for her, and I think you'll be, greatly impressed. But she does do a ton of damage. So I use her anytime I need to, anytime I have anything in Operation Siren where they're resistant to shelling, I throw her into the team, and I'm able to do that. And that's the nice thing about Operation Siren, is you're able to swap out while you're with, you can swap out from within Operation Siren. You do have access to your dock while you're in there, so you're able to do those things. So yeah, it makes a difference. It's nice. And it's a good thing to do. But yeah, so I've got my Mainz is up, and we've got that new Manju event up. So I'll go ahead and knock on that. And remember, 3 days for the lunar year, and then that's going to end, and we'll of course start getting on to the next events. All right. So again, thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe. If you subscribe, you'll see a bell. If you click on the bell, you get notified each time I drop a video. And of course, please like or share the video, because that does help with the channel. All right. So thanks a lot for watching. This is Kim here, coming at you from the corner, signing out.